Or Carl.
Yeah, it's a smart table.
Yeah. We'll have to figure out how to do a stack for you
Yeah,
somehow or
yeah.
another. Yeah. Um, so let's go over the rules of the show briefly. We don't do any incense candles or any diffused scent at this show because many of our clients who come here will be suffering from various kinds of allergies and sensitivities. I also ask that no one play music. Can you imagine if everyone had music at their booth? It would be awful. Um, we'll have spring water for sale. Nobody here is going to sell food, so we don't need to worry about that. Um, and also we'll have vendor badges for everyone, and we'll have two badges. You guys, you'll actually get 4 badges for 2 booths. So if you need to have that an extra person and take turnabout in the booth, because there won't be room for everybody there at one time, but it's not a big place. Door prizes. This is a big thing that I want to really talk about. Carl's given away one of his Chi energy generators. It's like $150 Chi energy generator.
59.
Yeah, 159. Yeah.
Wow, nice.
So give something meaningful,
Yeah.
and we're giving a month of brain tap sessions, which is $50. It would be $49.95 would be the value of that. So you're looking at that kind of a range. If you charge $50 for a session or $100 for a session, give the person whatever the session is, not a discounted amount off of a session, but a session. We did have some people doing the discounted off, but people won't go to it. If they really, if it's a prize, it should be a free and clear prize. All right, and we talked about complimentary passes and cross marketing. And it says here the attendees are paying a $20 admission fee. They're actually paying a $25 admission fee this year because we're going to give them some water and some other things as they come in the door. But this gives them access to all the talks and to the floor. They can look at everything everybody's doing. But we ask that you guys who are doing healings collect a ticket from these guys. And that ticket will then be used in a drawing for the door prize. So the people who come will each have at least one ticket. And they'll choose how to spend their ticket. And they will have spent $25. They can spend the entire day here, going to every talk if they want to, and getting one healing session. For an additional $10 a session, they can have another session for as many as they want to spend $10 for. And that's what we encourage. And it's so inexpensive. It pays us to run our advertising. It pays us to have our staff here that day. And it pays you guys in getting new clients and customers to come to your business.
Plus the database of everybody
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
walking
And
in the door.
yeah, you get a database from everybody that walked in the door. So once the fair is over, we'll compile a database, and you guys will get an email with an Excel spreadsheet that has everyone's name, address, phone number, and email address on that database. Because they have to sign a release when they come in the door. And once they sign the release, that gives us the name, address, phone number, and an email, and they know that you guys will have that information when they come in. They're okay with it. They expect you to be sending them something. Everybody should bring 2 jars with them. A jar for love offerings and a jar for the tickets. So if you're rendering a service and you're not charging that person for it and they're only paying $10, they're probably going to give you a $5 love offering or more. So be sure and bring those jars. We had to scrape up jars last time. Every time we scrape up jars because people always forget the jars.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
Because
right.
I didn't come to the meeting.
There you go.
So
See?
you have to blame for not inviting me to
Yeah, right. So you're at the meeting this time.
But you
So
did get your guide rules and you.
This time.
Obviously, oh. Okay.
no, the last time he didn't get it.
Last time I got the guide rules while I was there.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You're talking about
Just like a mason jar or a fish bowl or something.
okay.
Just something to collect the tickets in and something to collect the love offering in. And what I always suggest to everybody, this is an old hairdresser trick. You put a $5 bill and a couple of ones and a 10 in the jar to seed it to start with, to give
And
the
then they know
people
what
the
that's-
idea that it's okay. It's okay to put money in the jar, because once they see money in there, they're not going to feel funny about putting something in there. So, yeah.
Yeah, we don't want them feeling funny.
No, don't want to feel funny. You want to pay the gas money. Yeah. So, the appointments and scheduling, we'd like for you to please bring a sign-up sheet for your booth, and with the times on it. You know, the approximate times, are at least 1 through 20 or whatever, so that they know when their time is going to come up next. Or if you bring somebody in and you don't know exactly how long it's going to take, you might at least write the time the person goes in on the appointment sheet, so they'll know what time that person went in with you, so they'll know about when they could expect to go in with you. And you'll find that people will wander off. They'll sign up on your sheet, and then they'll get tired of waiting for a minute, and then they'll go to a talk, and then they'll go have another treatment with somebody else, and they'll wander around. So if somebody's not readily available and right there, just go on down to the next person. But as you see people, mark that line off so that people will know where they are. And that will help people to be able to have an idea of how long the wait is, and it'll help you to know how many clients you've seen and where you've been.
Uh-oh.
What is it
Right.
doing?
It just sort of stopped.
Yes.
Okay.
More power?
It's plugged in.
Enter the password for Stargazer, Sherry.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to enter any passwords. So let's see why it's doing that. Not now.
Oh, good.
How about that? Okay, here we go. Not now. No passwords. So we've covered to be sure and get a ticket from everybody. Be sure and get a ticket from everybody when they come to your table to get a treatment. Now, Carl, you won't necessarily get a ticket from anybody because you're selling product.
Yeah. I could do clearing, but
Yeah, if you want to do
I
clearing,
could
get it.
with the person here,
Yeah.
I probably could do
Sure,
it. But
do it.
I don't want to charge for it.
Well,
If it's
yeah,
for you,
but
if it's
they
for you, it's okay.
they would just give their ticket
Yeah,
to you.
Because I do it strictly for free for decades now.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
If you want to do clearing when they come to your booth, that's fine.
If somebody, if I talk about it, then I just do it.
Okay, all right. So guys, I think basically I've been over about everything I need to go over. We won't have anybody keeping time the way we do at Psychic Fair. You guys are sort of on your own. If you do need to leave your booth, if you don't have anybody watching it, which most of you probably will, if you don't, just leave a note on the booth. At lunch, we'll be back and put the time. And, maybe bring a Sharpie and a note card for that. And you don't need to bother with collecting names and addresses or release forms, because I'm doing all that. So that'll be taken care of for you. Are there any questions that anybody has? Yes,
I have two.
okay.
One about the release form. Does it say that we're not FDA approved and all that stuff? Is that because we have our own disclaimer?
Okay, then you can, if you need that, you can have that signed. I don't have an objection to you having
Okay.
release forms if you feel that you need to. It doesn't say that we're not FDA cleared, because some of the things are FDA cleared that we're doing. Nancy Banks' equipment's all FDA cleared, and our machine that Ellen is doing is
Well,
FDA
this
cleared.
is FDA cleared, but we're not doctors and we don't diagnose and
Oh, it
treat.
says that. It says
Where
we don't.
says it that
It
we
says
don't
we don't
hurt?
diagnose and
Yeah.
treat any illness, and that,
Okay, great.
and it gives there's
Okay.
a slip, trip, and fall disclaimer.
Okay,
Also, it's like a slip, trip, and fall and medical disclaimer.
thank you.
If we get healed, it's
Yeah, right.
Side, food side, so we need that. Okay. Next question, what are the size of each individual booth?
Okay, it's a table. It's gonna be a little bit bigger than this.
You get 2 chairs.
But you have 2 chairs. So you'll have one table like this. Kathy and I talked about what you might
Oh,
need.
okay,
You'll get a table like this and you're gonna bring your 2 reclining chairs.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Now
I
the
thought I have to bring the chairs.
No, we have, no, they because they use the chairs with their equipment.
We use zero.
No,
gravity.
please don't bring any chairs or tables. We're inundated
So,
with chairs and tables. We've got plenty of them. You got plenty of that. We got plenty of chairs and tables.
So for 2 spaces, can you tell me about how much space, footage wise, that would be?
No, I just make sure that you got enough space to walk around it.
Okay. These
Now,
are-
do you need to be on both sides of the chair to put people on it, or do you need to just have access to one side? You know, I'll ask you those questions.
Really, I think access to one side should be okay.
Okay.
as
Because I
long-
might put one of them right next to the wall, and then the table, and then the next one, and then space in between, and then someone doing like shamanic healing on a massage table next, or maybe doing the bars on a reclining chair next. Okay?
Okay. Well, these are zero gravity chairs.
Yes.
So they're
Uh-huh.
big chairs.
Yeah, I know about those. We've got a couple of them.
Okay.
Yeah, we use them for our brain tap equipment, and Nancy will use one, I think, for the lights as well.
Right.
And Kira uses one for reflexology.
Wonderful. Sounds good.
Any other questions?
Do you have an idea like what time everyone will be speaking?
I'll put that together and let you guys know. I'm still working on getting everybody's information for their talks in. And if anybody knows a food vendor that would really like to do this show, even our popcorn vendor pulled out of the deal because she's got a big Buddhist gathering she's doing, and that turned out to be the same weekend. It's like, really, man? So we'd really like to have somebody who had healthy things.
How big is that table?
I'll show you the tables when we go
thank you.
downstairs, so you'll get to look at them.
Oh, so the time is, it starts at 1 and ends at 6?
Starts at 12 and ends at
Okay,
6.
because our setup is until noon. Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, you
12
set
to
up.
6.
You can be setting up.
Ready
I'd
by
like for
noon.
everybody to
Okay.
be finished, by about 5 till.
Before, yeah.
But we won't let people actually start coming in
Okay.
until 12 o'clock. They'll start walking through. Last time we had a little trouble with it because we had the tent out there. We had no control over anything. We sort of had a tent. Well, that was a whole nother story. We won't do that again.
I heard this strange story, and then I saw this mangled contraption on the patio. Now I know the story.
There's one back down from the back, one up front.
Yeah, the one up front actually held up for that storm. It was another storm that got that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, a different storm got that mangled contraption.
Aw.
So I've got another tent ordered for the front porch. All the ticket sales will be done outside. Last year we did it in November, and the only time in November I have known it before, but it was an ice, sleet, rain storm that day. It was so cold. People were coming in heavy coats, bundled up.
Wow.
And we had to pull everything inside. My daughter tried to make a propane heater work out there, and we tried to put curtains on the tent. Nothing worked. It was so cold we just gave up and came in. It couldn't happen. It was live and learn. Earlier in the year, but I've been to those things in November when it was sunshiny and beautiful outside. But you just don't know. But I know that September will be decent weather. I may have to have a fan out there, but it'll be decent weather.
I'd rather have a fan than a heater.
Yeah, right? Yeah, me too.
Well,
Okay, any other questions?
Is there
Anybody?
any parking challenges we should tell people?
Okay, yes, parking for you guys. Once you unload your stuff, I'm going to get everybody to go up into the parking lot that's behind the veterinary clinic up there for the office park, because they don't care if we park up there on Sunday.
Oh, good.
So then if you got your cars moved away, that'll be really helpful. Thank you for asking that question, because
And
I'd be
you're-
running around
you're-
asking everybody to move their cars.
And you're referring to when we come into the entrance, or you make a left into that other
Behind the
parking lot.
vet clinic, yeah.
Yeah, yep. You drive up behind the vet clinic and you'll see a big open parking lot up there.